What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are back here on Madden 25 here for another throwback rebuild, and today we're talking about a massive what if for the Washington Redskins, which, I guess the Commanders now, obviously, which happens to be my favorite team, as most of you guys know. Of course, we're talking about Robert Griffin III. As we all remember, he was absolutely electric his rookie season, but it all fell downhill from there. So what if RG3 never got hurt? That's the rebuild we're going to do today. Let's jump in and do this RG3 Washington Redskins rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. But let's go ahead and take a look at the roster we're working with. The offseason before RG3, of course, is in the draft. So this is right before. So this is like 2011, 2012 season. And this is what you got on the offense. You have Rex Grossman as the quarterback, Roy Halou, Gaffney, Hankerson, Santana Moss, Fred Davis, Brown, Chester, Will Montgomery, Lickensteiger. You got Trent Williams. You also have W. Smith down here as well. You have Ryan Kerrigan. You have Gomes down here as well. And you have Gomes also here. D'Angelo Hall, who was really good back then. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. London Fletcher as well is now in the mix as well. Arakpo, Ryan Kerrigan. But I do think back then, obviously, in this specific scheme, and then you have LaRon Landry as well. So, and then on the offense, Smith will eventually get some run, but we do have Trent Williams and Brown already there. So for this season, obviously, I don't expect to be very good. Hopefully we're bad because we want to have a top pick once again. I do believe, if I remember, I didn't watch football religiously back then when they traded for RG3, but I do remember they traded up to get him. So obviously, we just got to put ourselves in position, no matter how we do it, to get him on this team once again and see how different things would be if he would have stayed healthy in this Madden scenario today. So that's what we'll do. We're going to go ahead and simulate year number 1, and we'll see how this team finishes out. Hopefully we're extremely bad. There is some talent here, of course, but all in all, we need a quarterback, which happens to be RG3 once we reach that point. So at the end of the season, things go exactly as planned, as we ended up finishing up 2-15. The Lions beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl, which is extremely interesting, because I believe those are two teams that who obviously haven't won a Super Bowl to begin with. And then I don't even think the Lions have ever made it, if I remember correctly. Stafford gets a ring, though, with Detroit. I know Chargers have been in there before. They've lost. Offensively, you're 32nd in the NFL, and defensively, you're 22nd in the NFL. So you had 17-15 Rex Grossman. Obviously, he's not the quarterback going forward, so none of this really matters. Two touchdowns, Roy Halou, 550 yards as well. Gaffney, 927 yards. Santana Moss, 589. And defensively, sacks-wise, you had 9 from Brian Arakpo, 6 from Ryan Kerrigan, 6 from Barry Cofield, 4.5 from Stephen Bowen, and then 1 from Gomes. And interceptions, you had 3 from D'Angelo Hall, 1 from Gomes, 1 from Landry, and 1 from Josh Wilson. But obviously, there's a lot of work to be done this offseason, especially at that quarterback position, which we will obviously be drafting RG3. We do have 11 players to negotiate with here. So we have D'Angelo Hall, who is, 28, so the prime of his career. We have Barry, who's a 28-year-old as well. Fred Davis at 26. So there definitely is a lot of options here I want to bring back. So let's go ahead and, of course, start with D'Angelo Hall. There is a lot of intrigue for me to bring him back. I do want him to stick here in Washington, so hopefully we can get him to stick around, and he will stick around, which is nice. And now I am going to go for Barry as well. I think he's a solid D tackle, just kind of keep for now, and he will stick around as well. Is that it, or do we have anybody else we want to try to sign? Fred Davis, I guess we can make an offer to as well. I mean, he's only 26 years old. At least he's 77 overall. And he's not interested, so no big deal. We could franchise tag him, but I'm not gonna do anything like that. So we'll try to get him back in free agency potentially. But let's go ahead and take a look at stage 1 of free agency, and of course, let's take a look at the roster in general and kind of see what we're working with, because $101 million in cap space should get us quite a bit of options, or it's quite a bit of money to improve this roster a lot, which is exciting. So Roy Halou is superstar dev, which is interesting. Our wide receiver core is extremely bad. Santana Moss just regressed like crazy. He was just a 78 overall, I think. So that's pretty wild. Offensive line definitely could use some work, although we could move Smith around to maybe replace one of the guards. So maybe we just need a guard on offense. That would help. A tight end to maybe get Fred Davis back. A wide receiver is going to be pretty important too. Defensively, Gomes went up to superstar, which is nice. You have D'Angelo Hall. There's some things in the D-line to like. So overall, pretty happy with some of the pieces on defense. It looks like London Fletcher did retire on us, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. We'll have to improve from that. So there definitely is a lot of positions we need to go after. So let's go ahead and get to work here in free agency. So I've made 5 offers here in free agency, and I'll of course show you who we are going after. And one of them is former Redskin Pierre Garcon, who ended up coming to Washington anyway. So we'll see if he comes over or not. We're going for Fred Davis again, of course. We're going for Brandon Flowers, Kevin Burnett, and Jared Gaither, who I guess I'll offer a little bit more on because I want to see if we can get him to improve this offensive line. So let's see what happens with those 5 offers if we get all 5 or 4 of the 5. So we do get 3 of the 5. So Pierre Garcon comes to Washington like he did in real life. We did miss out on the O-lineman. We get Kevin Burnett as a starter, and we get Brandon Flowers, which helps out. Fred Davis is still considering all of his options. There was quite a bit of offensive lineman options here, though, so we can move on to someone different, I guess. Leonard Davis already left. Tracy Porter went to the Dallas Cowboys. Left guard. What else we got here? Do we got anybody? So I guess we can go for Chad Reinhardt, who looks okay, but we do have someone right under him who's way more interested in Joff Swartz, I guess. We can go ahead and grab him to start over Chris Chester, and that looks pretty good. So that's what we'll do, and hopefully that ends up working out. So Fred Davis, and I don't even know how to say his first name, but Swartz, and we do get all 5. So that's nice. Not a crazy free agency haul by any means, but obviously pretty happy with it. So we get Pierre Garcon on the team, which is nice. Happy about that, but definitely want to draft a wide receiver in the draft if there's a good one as well, because that's going to be the main position I feel like we need. I do want to move Smith to right guard because I want him to play at 25 years old. Let's just, put him out there to play over Chris Chester. We don't need Chris Chester playing if we have this guy on the bench who's star development and could grow by playing. So let's do that. Fred Davis being back is huge. So offensive line looks a little bit better. You have the Silverback and Trent Williams, which is nice. But obviously, Roy Halou as our running back going forward is pretty interesting too. I know Washington ends up getting Alfred Morris in the same draft with RG3, so maybe we can do that again. I don't know. But we'll find out how the draft goes, obviously. So let's go to the draft. We've made all of our moves we've possibly could in free agency. And let's see if we can have the #1 overall pick and draft RG3. Like I said, I know Washington traded up to get him back then, but we won't have to do that in this one. As long as we get him on the team, that's all really mattered to me in this video. So let's see if we have the #1 pick or if someone's going to be picking over us. I have no idea. So let's find out. We are picking #1, so obviously we know where we're going with this. We will be selecting Robert Griffin III again. Hopefully this time he'll stay healthy, but he will be the brand new Washington quarterback once again like he was in real life. He was extremely good his rookie season, and we all know how it went from there. So I'm glad to have him back, and hopefully this time we can make it work. All right, now to round 2, and hopefully we can get him a wideout in round 2. If there's a good one, we'll see. So for round 2, we'll find out who's available here. So we do have O-lineman help. Josh Norman listed at free safety is interesting. Obviously, eventually signs with the Redskins. But let's see. So we got Ishmael Mosley. I don't know Minzy. Casey Hayward's not a bad pick here either. Dontari Poe, who ends up being extremely good. Joe Adams. I don't know anything about Joe Adams. Is that a name I should know? Because I do not remember that guy. So Joe Adams. There might not be a good wide receiver here, unfortunately. There's Michael Floyd, but Alshon Jeffrey. But we might be able to get him in. Well, we're already in round 2. Do we want to take Alshon Jeffrey here? Low key, do we take him? I mean, we need to get RG3, a wide receiver, to be excited about going forward, but I do kind of like the idea of taking Dontari Poe on the defense. I think we take Dontari Poe and hope Alshon's available in round 3. I don't know if I'll get that lucky, but I just feel like passing on Dontari Poe could be a big mistake. I mean, that would give us a D tackle going forward. That would be awesome. So hopefully, so number 33 in true value, we got him exactly at 33, so exactly where he was valued. We got him, which is nice. And now let's go to round 3 and see if we get lucky with Alshon Jeffrey being there. I doubt it, but, a man can dream. So let's see if he's still there. Obviously ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. So we do have Russell Wilson on the board, but obviously we won't be taking him here. We already took our quarterback. All right, what else we got? So I'm assuming Alshon is no longer available if I had to guess. So now your wide receiver options are Mohamed Sanu, Chris Gibbons. So Nick Foles is listed at wide receiver. That might just be the draft. T.Y. Hilton is here. But he doesn't look too good grades-wise, and he's a day 3 pick, so I can't justify taking him here, unfortunately. All right. Well, I guess we'll just not have a wide receiver this offseason. Unfortunately, it's just not going to work out that way. So who can we take instead? So we do have Donald Stevens. We could take a tackle, an all-lineman, but I think I'm not going to take an all-lineman. We could take Dre Kirkpatrick as well. I believe he played with the Bengals. He looks pretty good. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a corner. So this will be our last pick probably in this draft class. And number 9, wow, what a pick. Number 9 true value, draft him at 65, A+ pick. Can't be too mad about that. So I'm going to let the assistant GM take care of the rest. And we'll look at the lineup going into season number 2 with RG3 under center. So we have the 2013 draft class loaded up for next offseason, and now we get to look at the lineup for year number 2. So RG3 is a 78 overall right of the draft, which is awesome. So we have Robert Griffin III with Roy Halou, Gaffney, Hankerson, Pierre Garcon. So Tana Moss, unfortunately, just is not part of the depth chart at all, which is really disappointing because obviously he was still pretty good when RG3 was playing, but whatever. So Trent Williams, Swartz, Montgomery, Smith, Brown, and Fred Davis. On the defensive side of the football, Drake Kirkpatrick ended up being an 80 overall round of the draft, so that feels good. Dontari Poe is a 75 overall. Low-key, kind of want to throw him in the mix right away because he might turn into a superstar right away. So this overall looks pretty good, although it might say we can... I don't know, maybe we could do a 4-3, although that really wouldn't make sense with the Rakpo in, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, it looks like the defense just isn't the best fit no matter where we have it right now. But with RG3, we'll do a vertical power run. So let's go ahead and simulate year number 2 with RG3 under center, and let's see if things go a lot better than last year. I hope they do. We only won 2 games last year. We all know in real life, this team made the playoffs in RG3's rookie season. Don't know if we'll get that kind of result, but I guess we'll find out. So first use with the RG3 does go better than last year, but it does not, put us in the playoffs or nothing like that, unfortunately. It would have been nice to have made the playoffs once again in his rookie season, but that did not work out the way. So offensively, we're 25th in the NFL, but again, it's better than winning 2 games last year like we did. And offensively, we're 12th in the NFL. So 25 and 15 from Robert Griffin, along with 373 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Roy Halou, 6 touchdowns, 795 yards, and then Pierre Garcon, 889. I still think we need obviously a better wide receiver regardless, so hopefully there's a good one in free agency or something, or we can even trade for one or draft one. We'll find out. 7.5 sacks from Stephen Bowen, 5 from Ryan Arakpo, 4 interceptions from Josh Wilson, 3 from D'Angelo Hall, 1 from Kerrigan, 1 from Brandon Flowers, and 1 from OJ. All right, interesting. All right, let's go ahead and get in to the second off season. I guess, yeah, this is the first off season with RG3. Obviously, he just got here, so this is only his first season here, but this is going to be our 3rd season coming up. 2nd season with RG3. So we're not in a massive rush, but obviously we're trying to get this team back in the playoffs because this isn't a bad looking roster. There definitely is some things we need to address, but there is some things to like as well. Would have loved to have seen London Fletcher play with us again for a couple more seasons, but he called it a career. And then Brian Urlacher is now retiring on the right side as well. Let's go to the re-signing stage though, and let's see who we need to talk to. I know this 2013 draft class features DeAndre Hopkins and Tavon Austin. The one wide receiver I'd want, obviously, on this team is D-Hop. So if we can't get that and there's not a good one in free agency, I don't know. We might have to consider making a big trade. So 5th-year option on Trent Williams, yeah, we'll accept that for sure. The fact that they have a 5th-year option on Trent Williams, dude, these rosters are so detailed. I freaking love it, man. It's so damn freaking cool. But all right, let's go ahead and try to get Brian Arakpo back as well. He ended up leaving us for the Tennessee Titans in real life eventually, but I want to keep him around if possible. He's a superstar, 27-year-old, so making sure he sticks around is pretty important to me. Our kicker, Graham Gano, let's go ahead and keep him around as well. Obviously ends up kicking for the Giants. Would love to have him as a kicker right now in real life, dude. Washington kicking situation has been a disaster all freaking year. I guess Austin Seibert gave us some stability, but even then, he started to fall. Dude, let's just not even go down that road. All right, let's go to free agency. And let's see if RG3 is superstar dev. We haven't looked at that. And we're going to have $62 million in cap space. I'm hoping there's a really good wide receiver in this free agency class. We'll see if we get that lucky, though. So he is only star dev. Okay. Hagerson, star dev. Garcon is 79 overall. O-line still looks fine enough that I'm cool with it. Running back situation could be better, although Roy Halou is superstar dev. He never struck me, although I guess when I watched, I can't confidently say, I don't remember him ever being like a premier back. So I don't really like him as a running back going forward either, despite him being superstar dev. Kerrigan's now superstar dev. Dontari Poe is star dev, which is nice. Wilson's up to an 85 overall, so that's cool. So our cornerback situation looks extremely good. So honestly, defensively, there's a lot to like, and our defense was pretty solid last year too. How old is Gomes, by the way? He's only 23, so yeah, we're definitely cool with him going forward. Superstar dev already, and then Landry, I think, is older, if I'm not mistaken. I could be totally wrong about this. He's 28, so actually that's still fine enough. So honestly, defensively, I don't feel like we need much of anything. We were top 12 last year. Maybe a middle linebacker would be a little bit better, but other than that, I'm pretty cool with the defense right now. So let's go ahead and see what free agency is looking like. Hopefully there's a good wide receiver here. And it doesn't look like we're going to get that lucky. We do have a good punter, but that's not going to solve our issues. So you have David Hawthorne. So asking you shall receive. I said we could use another middle linebacker. Might have to go for him. What else we got? Darren McFadden, Connor Barwin. Running back situation, there is a couple guys. Like McFadden, I guess, would be interesting. But I don't know. We could sign him. Let's see what wide receivers we got. Darius Hayward-Bay. Yeah, none of these guys are, don't love any of these options, honestly. So, to me, we're going to go for that middle linebacker, first and foremost. So let's go ahead and go for Hawthorne and see if we can get him to come to Washington to give ourselves more stability at the middle linebacker spot. We're going to have to compete with the Broncos there, so there's no guarantee we get him. And then I do think I'm going to sign Darren McFadden. I remember he played with the Raiders and then with the Cowboys for a second too. So if we can get him, I guess that would give us another option at running back. So we'll see if we get those two guys. Those are the only two that really piqued my interest. And yeah, so I don't really like any other options here right now. So let's see. Can we come in higher and try to see if we can get Hawthorne to this team at 20 years old? Let's see where we get. So Broncos are going to be offering. We'll see if we get lucky enough to get them. So we'll submit these offers, and we do get McFadden, but we do not get Hawthorne, unfortunately. Okay. Well, I am going to explore the idea of trading for a wide receiver really quickly. Although trading for wide receivers or just any position in general is really tough, I think if we could get one, that'd be very important. So we'll see. Or we could just draft Tavon Austin or D-Hop in round 1, 2. So that's definitely an option. But let's take a look at what wide receivers could. So obviously none of that. AJ Green at 25 years old, he'd be really hard to pull off. Stevie Johnson. You know what? Screw it. Let's head to the draft first, and let's see who's in the draft. And if there's a D-Hop or Tavon Austin where we're picking, then maybe we just take them, man, and not even think twice. So we'll be picking at number 7. So we'll see who falls to us at 7 potentially. So we do have none of the wide receivers going off the board. So to me, this is an easy pick. We go ahead and submit our entry for DeAndre Hopkins. I think that's... Tavon Austin looks extremely good too, but I think you take D-Hop here, man, right? Obviously ends up being a number 1 wide receiver. Cordell Patterson really never becomes anything more than just a, returner. So D-Hop is going to be my most obvious pick here. So welcome to Washington, DeAndre Hopkins. That's going to be lovely. Number 2 in true value, drafted number 7. So he should be extremely good right away. So very ecstatic about him being our first pick. So no need to trade for a wide receiver. We got him in the draft. So that feels good. And now we're going to be picking round 2. I would prefer to get him in a linebacker somehow here, but I don't know if that's going to be available. There is Zach Ertz as well. So let's see what else we got. So Giovanni Bernard, we could take a running back, but we signed one free agency, so I won't do that. We have Geno Smith, Zach Ertz. We could low-key upgrade our tight end position with Zach Ertz, who obviously ends up being extremely good for the Eagles, and now he's in Washington. Ooh, Kelsey's here too. Holy crap. David Amerson, Brandon Williams. What middle linebackers are available, by the way? I just want to look at this really quickly. Not that I'm going to draft one right now, but we have Kiko Alonso, who could be a good pick here as well. But I low-key kind of want to take Travis Kelce. Do we take Kiko Alonso? We're going to take the position of need. Dude, but if we get Kelce, though. If we get Travis Kelce or Zach Ertz, you really can't go wrong with either. I'm taking one of the tight ends. So let's see which one looks better. Kelce... I mean, we all know how good Kelce becomes. Give me Travis Kelce. Let's not even overthink this. Number 13 true value. He is going to be hitting devs. We have Kelce and D-Hop. So we're loading this offense up with weapons, which is nice. And if Kiko is here in round 3, which I don't know if we'll get that lucky, but if he is, I'm definitely taking him here. So we'll see if he's still available or not. Be beautiful if he was. But again, I don't know if we'll get that lucky. So Mike James, Cyprian, Swearinger, who played with Washington at one point. But all right, let's see if he is available still. Kiko, are you still on the board? I doubt it. He's gone. So I kind of figured that'd be the case. Jenkins, AJ Klein, Nico. So I don't recognize any of these guys. All right. Well, let's just go draft with best available, and we'll see who we end up taking. So Mike James, Cyprian, DJ Swearinger. I mean, I really like the situation. We have a safety, but out of all these options, is there anybody else we like? We got D-Hop already. We have JC Treader, Kenny Stills. You know what? We will come up here and we'll take DJ Swearinger. Screw it. Swearinger, welcome to Washington early on in your career, and he will be number 55 true value hidden dev. So I feel pretty solid about that draft. So let's go ahead and get to the end of it. We'll let the assistant GM take care of the rest. And we'll see how the offense looks this year with Kelsey and D-Hop added to this team. So more weapons for RG3. I'm really excited about this situation. So here's your lineup going into season number 3. Season number 2 with RG3 under center. You have RG3, Roy Halou, Darren McFadden, DeAndre Hopkins, Hankerson, Pierre Garcon, Travis Kelsey, Brown Smith, Montgomery, Schwartz, and Trent Williams. Defensively, you got Gomes, you have Rakpo, Burnett, Riley, Kerrigan, LaRon Landry, Wilson, Bowen, Cofield, Dontari Poe, Jenkins, and D'Angelo Hall. So hopefully this team ends up making the playoffs this year. I think there's a really good chance we do. There's going to be obviously more weapons for RG3 to throw the ball to, so our offense should improve a lot, hopefully. So we'll go ahead and see if it ends up working out that way. I'll see you guys at the end of year 3 of this rebuild. So at the end of the season, we finish up at 10-7, and we play the Seattle Seahawks at Lumen Field. So we did make the playoffs, which feels really good to finally have done that. Second season with RG3 under center. Offensively, we were better than last year with 15th in the NFL, and defensively, let's see, 17th. So both middle of the pack, with 26-11 from RG3, 700 yards from Roy Halou, 400 from RG3, Garcon 851, D-Hop 749 and 8 touchdowns. Is he superstar dev? He's superstar X Factor, which is beautiful. Future of the franchise achievement unlocked. That's nice. Reveal a rookie's X Factor potentials. That feels good. Hankerson McFadden even has some receiving yards, and Kelsey. What's his hidden dev trait? I'm curious about this one. Also a superstar X Factor. So yeah, it looks like we did pretty freaking good in this draft to give RG3 some weapons going forward. Sacks wise, we had 9 from Arakpo, 5 from Bowen, 5 from Poe, 4 from Cofield, and then we had 3 interceptions from D'Angelo Hall, 2 from Wilson, 2 from Flowers, and 2 from LaRon Landry. Well, I will say, if we all remember, RG3, his first playoff game and his only one, did come against the Seattle Seahawks, and we all know what happened. He ended up getting hurt. So I guess this is a way of rewriting that, and this time he'll be healthy, and hopefully we beat them as well. So I think that might be Tarvaeus Jackson starting for Seattle still at this point. So let's see if we can come out here and get a road win in the playoffs, as we will jump up 7-0. They will respond with a field goal, and we'll go up 10-3 to respond to their field goal. And now we're up 17-3. So far, so good in this one. And can we continue to... Are we going to allow them to tie it? Or are we about to... We do allow them to tie it. So fourth quarter time, we are going to put up a field goal. And that will be all she wrote. We beat them 20-17 to move on to divisional weekend. It does suck to see RG3 rocking number 6. Obviously, we're number 10 in real life. It was Tarvaeus Jackson, but RG3 comes away with 2 touchdowns, 250 yards on 72% completions, which is nice. Let's go see who we play in divisional weekend. And now for divisional weekend, where we're headed on the road to play Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. We have a very tough task ahead of us here. We all remember how good Cam Newton was. We get a stop on the first drive, and it looked like we were about to score, but we did not. It's 0-0 so far. I'm a little surprised by that. There's 55 seconds left in the second quarter. We have 1 timeout. Hopefully we can score here before the half is over. We do, 7-0. So we take the lead, and we get the ball at a half. So double dipping, going up 14-0. That would be pretty cool. Can we do that? And yes, we do. It's 10-0. Okay, we get a punt, forced again, and now they're going to start to creep up on us. So it's 10-7. I think we jump in here because I'm just waiting for, Cam Newton to, take the lead here. So let's put on Chew Clock, and let's see if we can go put us up 17-7 here, or just take a lot of clock off. So let's see what we can do. First play is going to be a run, which goes absolutely nowhere. 2nd and 12, so that's not a great start to the drive, clearly. All right, well, we may have to punt inevitably, but at least we're going to try to make something happen here. So we have D-Hop, Kelsey on the underneath routes, Garcon on the go. We'll see what we like here. We're going to go D-Hop underneath, and that's almost a first down, 31. Let's see if we can run this for a first down while they're lacking. So with McFadden, can I hike this, please? Yes, there it is. First down, I think. Yes. No, it's 4th and inches. We go for this. We got to go for this. I don't care, man. We got to be aggressive. This is the playoffs. We're going to run this. We're going to hope. Actually, let's just do a fullback inside. So we're going to hand this off to Roy Halou and hope that he gets the first down. This is risky business, but man, we need it. W. We needed that first down. We got it. So nice. That's going to be beautiful. Chain mover. That's fantastic. All right. And now let's continue on with this drive. So let's see. We don't have Kelsey on the field right now. We like D-hop underneath, though, so we'll just go ahead and D-hop. So that's going to be a 7-yard gain. Just keep the chains moving is all we're looking for at this point. We could get them with the play action and see if they blitz and we get a guy open downfield or something. So got 3 minutes left in the game. D-hop is there if we can get it to him. Or that's Garcon, my apologies. So we're going to stay in bounds. So beautiful drive thus far. So I'm excited with what we're seeing. And now we can almost get this to the 2-minute warning. We're going to run this one with Roy Halou, and this should take us to the 2-minute warning. I'm going to cut to the right. That was going to gain a lot more yards, but 4 is still decent enough that I'm happy with it. We could start read option with RG3, but we're going to take it to the 2-minute warning. So ultimately, getting a touchdown in the end zone is the goal here. Although technically, we can just take this clock extremely down. But I would ultimately like to come away with the touchdown. We're almost in the red zone. So let's see. Can I get a block from 74? No. They're going to call their first timeout. So we got a 3rd and 5. Let's see if we can get the first down through the air. So I'm going to throw this. This is going to leave clock on, but D-hop, Kelsey in the corner. Let's see if they leave one of them open. We actually have RB maybe for a first down. If we can. Nope, we don't. We checked it down. Kind of silly. So dude, am I crazy for going for this? I mean, ultimately we kick a field goal. They're going to need a touchdown, but they can tie. I'm going for this, dude. I just feel in my gut to go for this. Let's try to win the game now. Let's not put this up to chance. We missed this, though. Obviously, we're putting ourselves in a pretty bad position. I'm going to go slants here, and we'll see if anybody... They have D-hop for a first down. Hang on. That should be a first down. They call the timeout, and that should be ball game. So that's why we go for that, and now we can just kneel this out. 10-7 win. We'll take it. It was ugly. But ultimately, we're not mad at it. Obviously, we're very excited to be winning this game. So I'll see you guys in the NFC Championship with who will be playing. And now for the NFC Championship game, we will find ourselves on the road once again, and we're playing Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. And guess what? They had Calvin Johnson back then as well, as we all remember. So this is going to be a very tough game, just like the Panthers game was as well. It was a closer one, but it's up. We're up 7-0, so that's a good start. The Lions will respond with a field goal. So far, our defense is playing pretty well, but we need our offense to do something. 1 second left in the second quarter. I mean, can I make some magic happen? And could we go up 14-3 here? That would be pretty cool. So we're going to run the Hail Mary. But we're going to do shot, save, clock, Hail Mary. And then for whatever reason, sometimes they just don't guard RB. So I'm going to see if we can get that to happen again here. I don't think... I'm not going to get that ball downfield. He would have had someone on him anyway. So that did not work out like I wanted. But it was worth a shot. Didn't work out. So we'll see if we can continue to have the lead in the second half and ultimately win this game. So they are going to start off with the ball, though, so they could take the lead here. We get an interception, though, from Brandon Flowers, one of our free agency additions. We're up 14-3, and now it's going to be 14-9. It looks like they went for 2. Can we go score here? No. And the Lions are going to take the lead. So we were just in this position against the Panthers, but we had the lead last time. So this time, we're chasing points. So... let's see if we can make something happen here. So I'm going to scramble outside with RG3, use his legs a little bit. They're going to hit me. Where? Oh, the freaking flag. That was a late hit. That was a late hit, ref. Just kidding. All right, let's go ahead and run this ball now, unless we like something different. Actually, maybe I do like something different here. We have Kelsey. Yes, we got him. And can I? Nope. All right, so we're going to go attack points. I don't even care if we leave them with some clock. We want to attack some points. This is going to head the 2-minute warning because I don't think we're going to get this. Actually, might get the ball off in time. Can we get it off in time? No, D-Hop's not set. No, we got it off. Let's go. They didn't think... Oh, I might be able to... Can I get the... Oh, no, I didn't. Dude, if I would have gotten the corner, that's going to the end zone. I would have been able to run that all the way to the end zone. That would have been beautiful. But unfortunately, it did not work out that way. All right. Let's just run this ball and hope we get some positive yardage. First down would be even better. 3rd and 4. So worst case scenario, we can settle for a field goal. They blitzed it. I'm going to run this. I definitely think we can get a first down here. Hopefully we can. Give me a block. Yep, first down, W. And we can take some clock off. So I'm actually going to go ahead and let's put on some true clock. Let's make sure we take some clock off. And that's going to take quite a bit. So we'll probably call a timeout maybe. Actually, no, we won't. Not yet. Let's cut this to the outside, and that's going to get us inside the 10-yard line. And then, well, we can. Okay, so now we got to call timeout. There's 15 seconds left. Let's call timeout now. So I wanted them to take a lot of time off. So let's try to obviously now get this in the end zone. We can't afford to run this anymore. So if we play our cards right, we should be able to hopefully score a touchdown here and take a lead. I'm going to scramble this to the outside, and we are going to get the corner, and just like that, we're going to leave the Lions with 11 seconds left. If they score a touchdown in 11 seconds, then GG's, and they do not. We're headed to the Super Bowl just like that. What another clutch drive, just like we did in the Carolina game. Let's go see who we end up matching up against in the Super Bowl. So in the Super Bowl, we're actually playing the Chargers. And if I remember correctly, no, just kidding. I'm wrong. I was about to say, I think in the Steelers video, we matched up against the Chargers in the Super Bowl, but that doesn't make sense. They're both in the AFC. We did match up against them in the playoffs, though. But this time in the Super Bowl, obviously we're an NFC team this time around. Can we get a Super Bowl ring with RG3 in his second season starting? And we will go up 7-0, and we get an interception. And now we're up 14-0, just like that. This is looking good. Can we continue to foot our... They could tie it up, though. If we don't score again, we do. 7-21. They're still on our ankles, though. 24-14. 21-24. Can we go score here? We are going to end the game with a 3-point win. And just like that, RG3 and the Washington Redskins win themselves a Super Bowl. Back then, at least. Beautiful stuff. What a beautiful way to end the video. We went on a massive run. We drafted D-Hop and Travis Kelce. Both became superstar X Factors right away, and I can't imagine. I obviously can't help but think those two had a massive impact on our playoff clinching. You know, obviously clinching a playoff berth in first place, and then ultimately getting the Super Bowl and winning it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment down below any more throwback rebuilds you guys want to see. There's a lot of good rosters on here, man. So I definitely think we can explore a lot of different things. So comment them down below. I am also recording this on Friday night. You guys probably won't see this until Monday. So thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.